Hey guys, welcome to the class. I am really excited to be able to be recording this for you guys. My name is Sean Lazan. I'm a 3-5 sacral generator. So the benefits of human design. Why should you sign up for this? Why should you pay attention to this thing that's called human design? Um, you guys are probably coming into here with a wide variety of different experiences. Some people have probably been studying this for a while, and some people might be really, really brand new. So it's important to understand what's this all about. So first, let me share a bit of my story. So I am one that really wants to know how to do things. And this is really, we're going to be talking about the not self a little bit, but this is not who I am at my core. This is um, my experience from growing up in a place where I didn't really want to fail. So um, I have all of these books that say, here's how to do whatever. You see over here on your right, things on marketing. And that's one example. So about 2 years ago, I wanted to get going on to creating my offerings. And so I didn't know anything about how to market. So of course, what I do is go online and look for how to do marketing. And what it says for social media marketing is to post things on social media every, I think it was at least once a day, maybe make reels 3 times. I think one TikTok thing said to do this for um, like 4 things a day. I don't know. So I said, okay, well, since I'm a good student, I'm going to start doing this. And I would get the phone out, get ready to share content. And I know that I have a lot of content to share because when people ask me about human design, I'm able to share with them right away. And I go to record something and nothing. Just the words wouldn't come out. And so I beat myself up because this is how you're supposed to do it. Why couldn't I do the thing that I know I have all of the understanding here, all the knowledge here, but I couldn't share it? And when I couldn't share it, this thing that I was supposed to do, I personally felt frustrated. I felt really frustrated that I was trying to do this thing and I couldn't. And as I understood human design, as I went more into this depth, I realized exactly what this was. It was I was depending on other people to tell me what I should do, to tell me how I should do it. I didn't know how to do marketing. And so they said, here's how you do it. And so I was doing things that were unaligned with my own design. Now, as a generator, I'm going to tend to be frustrated. And we'll talk about through the course what each of the different types have as a not self theme. But perhaps for you, when you're in alignment, you're typically feeling angry, for example, or bitter or disappointed. So we all have all of these different challenges. And what we'll be learning is that when you have one of these feelings, like for me, it's frustration, I know that there's something that I'm doing that's not aligned. So I go back and check this out. This is also maybe I should, these questions of the mind, maybe I should do this. That's the mind thinking, trying to make a decision for me. And so this is one of the core things that human design is about. And there's really going to go through 4 gifts right now of that human design gift. These are my own gifts that I believe that I take away. And so this is something that you don't hear explained about this like anyone else. So first thing is that human design shows us that we are each unique. We are more unique than what society would tell us. This expression of the social media marketing, it says, this is how everyone should do social media marketing. You should do this and this and this. And the reality is we are all very different. This is what human design teaches us, that me as an individual, I'm not meant to be sharing information like this. This is not how I share information. I'm what's known as tribal. And so sharing is not part of me. Whereas other people, a lot of people, in fact, have this ability to share and share and share. You can see there being really very good at sharing a lot of information in social media. So I like this little cartoon. This is actually shared a lot in human design sort of thing. Of course, if the exam is to climb a tree, who is going to do great? Of course, the monkey. So if winning the social media game is all about sharing content with people, then the people that are good at sharing, they're the only ones that are going to be successful. However, in reality, just because this works for this type of person, usually the coach, then it's not necessarily going to work for other people. There's other ways to get that success, which is different for different people. So as we understand this, as we realize who our nature is, we don't need to compare ourselves with other people. Okay, so we are all very, very, very unique. In human design, this is just some background here, but that's in the depths of it. It's not just the chart you may be familiar with. I did the math, 1.8 million different designs. 1.8 million different designs. That's a huge number of different people. And of course, everyone has different upbringings. So we are all completely, completely, completely unique. Next. It also shows us, human design, that we each have our own purpose. We're each here for a particular reason. Because we're all not alike, me as a builder, as a generator, I have a certain set of abilities that if I cultivate, if I lean into those abilities, then I will be more living in alignment. If I try to say, no, I don't want to act like a generator, I want to act like someone else, like in the example, I want to fit in and so change myself. Sure, maybe I'll fit in a bit kind of here, but look at his eyes. Look at that. He looks very sad and very tired. And that's what happens when you try to be someone that you're not. Oops. 3, it shows us that we each carry our own shadows. We are each unique, which means we each have our own strengths and we each have our own shadows. We are each different and have challenges our own ways. So how this shows up is if I believe that everyone has the same challenges as me, then I may give people some leeway when they're acting similar to my challenges or not. And then I blame them for things that come naturally to me. So for example, let me think of an idea here. I am quite detail focused. So we can see this in my chart, having the gate 9, which is the gate of detail. And then I assume, since this is part of me, who I am, that everyone else should be detail oriented. And so if let's say I've got a person I'm teaching and I notice that they're not being able to focus, maybe they have ADHD, maybe they just don't have this detail focus. And I believe you should be detail focused like I am, then I may have a tendency to get frustrated with them. Whereas when I understand that we're all unique, that we all have different strengths, each have different challenges, different shadows, I can see that. And I can take that into account that they're not going to have the same things that I do. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them, for example, not being detail focused. I don't blame them for not breaking up with someone if, for example, they have an undefined spleen, because this is just part of their shadows. When we see their shadows as kind of the challenges, and these aren't faults, they're challenges that might arise based on what their design is, then we can guide people through this knowledge to making decisions on themselves, as themselves. Which is the 4th one, telling us how to make decisions we can trust. So this is the core really of what it means to really be called following the experiment or being in the experiment. Human design this is an introduction to being in the experiment. And being in the experiment, what Rao promises is that if you follow your decision-making strategy, your strategy and authority, which we'll go on in the session, for 7 years, then you will have a massive change in how you respond to you, how you react to the world. And it's all about making decisions. It's all about, rather than reacting of the things that are going on, really pausing. This is a strategic way of awakening, of waking up, of becoming conscious. And so when we learn to make decisions we can trust, and each type has a different way of making decisions we can trust, then we realize I don't have to fight really hard to create something that's not aligned with my design. If I am not, and this is what I've learned, I am not made to be sharing things like that, coming from nothing to something. So what other way can I create the change that I want, which is for people to feel supported, to make connections, to feel belonging. And so I do this a different way. I do this by creating community in order to support each other. So when you make decisions based on your unique design, when you do this you should feel here, satisfaction, peace, success, and surprise, depending on your type. When you're making these decisions, you know you're going in the right direction when you're feeling these are called signatures. Your signature feeling signatures. Satisfaction. So for me as a generator, when I'm feeling satisfied, I know that I am going on the right path. And just following this feeling of satisfaction, then I'm going to be moving in harmony with the flow of life. I'm not going to be trying to force things. I'm going to, and I do, the feeling is much more like being effortless. If you're a projector, then this feeling is success, looking for sweet success. If you are a manifester, the feeling of peace. And if you're a reflector, the feeling of surprise. And all of these things are about not trying to force things. The resistance, that list of things I had before, the frustration, this is resistance. And when you don't have resistance, then you have harmony. When you're continuing to making these decisions, find the right place and attract the right people, finding the right opportunities actually arise. The synchronicities appear more often as we go into the design. I've certainly felt that I am much quicker to meet the right people. We relate to others with more compassion and more understanding. And we learn what your authentic self feels like. Seems perhaps being authentic might feel like something that, if you're authentic, just be yourself. But because of all the conditioning, being authentic can be challenging. And finally, learning to love and accept yourself. That's what it's all about, learning to love and accept yourself. So that's all we have for this session. The rest of them will go deeper into what your types are, what shadows are. I look forward to continuing this education with you.